Hey guys! The method you're about to see is only one way. There are many ways. Follow along with me, learn as much as you can, and always remember, do it your way. Welcome everybody to this video. I'm going to show you these do's and don'ts of how to draw this realistic Björn. Let's get on to the materials. I'm going to be using 4B and HB mechanical pencils. I always like to have a bit of sandpaper handy, and for this it's helpful to sharpen for a finer point and also to clean up the paper stumps. Let's get these out of the way. Starting with this HB as it's easiest to hand. Okay, the first don't when drawing realistically is drawing from your imagination. You want to get the best photo you can find, either from the internet, take your own photos, or better yet, if you're up for a challenge, use a mirror. This is just how I used to draw, all the proportions out, and drawing a straight line where the lips meet is a definite don't. It's also very common to see people draw up and down lines for the wrinkles in the lips. A very common mistake is also to draw very hard lines around everything. Now in this and in previous videos, I recommend not to get a habit of shading with your finger. However, don't feel that you can't use it. When practicing, the biggest don't of all is for you not to try these things out for yourself. I want to show you the best way to learn is experimenting, trying things for yourself, and not be afraid to work through your mistakes to learn what to do better next time. So, having rubbed it all out, now I'm going to draw straight over the top. Starting the video with a good picture, and my 0.5 4B mechanical pencil. This is what I'm looking for in the start, simple shapes, base layer to build detail on later. Stay light, draw the bigger shapes, and avoid detail at the start. I like to use tissue to blend larger areas, paper stumps to blend smaller areas, and brushes to take care of everything else. Brushes are incredibly versatile. They can really push things around and have the very softest of touches. Don't forget to try these guys out too. Excellent tools. Having found your bigger shapes, the smaller shapes are much easier to draw. As one of my favourite painters once said, take care of the larger shapes first and the details will take care of themselves. Now it's very easy to overdo your blending. I used to blend all over the place, but from experience, it's best to do things as you go. Be very selective. You definitely want to blend, but less is more. In the start, keep it as soft as possible. The lips are very soft. We're going to gradually find focus and definition as if it is emerging out of the mist. Now the 4B is there to kind of build up the dark areas much more easier than you can with harder pencils. Now you can of course try this drawing with just a 4B, but I like the versatility of using both soft and hard. I use the hard pencils that I'm using right now to build up the very subtle light values. Hard pencils are much easier to draw those very light values in the half tone, but especially the light. Now check out this excellent book by John H. Vanderpool. We want to study the 3D form. Now always start by studying the simplest shapes first, those cylinders of the lips being more like this. Gradually build things step by step, adding more complexity at each stage. I'm entering the final stages now, and I'm picking up the hardest pencil I can find to work on those very subtle values and details in the lights. Now, I love to draw with my razors as much as I do with my pencils, and the Tombow Mono Razor is one of the best on the market. Now, there are other really great pen erasers, but the Tombow is the smallest and the most reliable one that I've used. I've always managed to get into those very hard to reach areas. To recap, I first worked on my shadows and then my lights, and now I'm going to hit the highlights. This is the first time I'm trying out these gel pens from Sakura. This pack comes in 3 sizes. I'm going to start with size 5. Now, this does require some practice. When I was first starting to use these, I found it difficult to start laying it down. With a bit more practice, I got much better. I'm laying down the highlights of the lips. But here are some solutions to some issues that you may find too. I often found that over time it became clogged up. Now, this was because obviously the graphite in the paper is starting to build up on the tip, so I try and make sure I clean this off. Now, this did work. It would start to lay down, but I found that it didn't start to lay down again because of one very important reason. You want to make sure gravity works with you and draw as flat as you can. Okay, another really important reason I realized was I was pressing down too hard. You see those canals in the middle there? Be aware of how hard you're pressing down. You want an even pressure that will give you even coverage. When you try this out, it's going to be different depending on the paper you use and the gel pens. You may get frustrated, but just keep trying, keep practicing and working away, and try those solutions, and hopefully they'll help you make it a lot easier. I even started to mix up the sizes, and I loved using the size 8. One of the great things about gel pens is that they dry quickly and you can draw straight over the top. Now, last but not least, one of the most important things about any realistic drawing is the values. This is a value scale, and I always have one by my side. The best ones are the ones you make yourself, but these are tricky to do, so you can pick up some good ones online. And my values aren't as dark as they should be, but I'm happy with it, so I'm going to finish up here. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see something in a future video. I want to thank you so much for dropping by. I want to make more videos like this for you, so like and subscribe to help support this channel, and I will see you in the next video.